and fermentation, movies and inebriation. With films and fermentation, comedy mixed with tasty libation. Films and fermentation, with Leo, Batman and Mike.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. From the best-selling novel, Jaws.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Films and Fermentation. Tonight's episode's a special episode because it is the 50th anniversary of a summer blockbuster classic. So, in honor of Shark Week, which will be happening as this episode drops.
Shark Week.
We are looking at Jaws, the Steven Spielberg classic from 1975, celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Steven Spielberg? I thought we were talking about the villain from James Bond.
No, we're talking about Jaws. You know, the pale ripoff of the Meg.
Oh,
the Meg.
The Meg, who just wow, how serendipitous was that?
I know.
Meg,
he just said Jaws, the ripoff of the Meg, and you came in like a shark.
Like a shark. That was perfect timing. Boy, I couldn't even practice that. For those of you listening at home,
like that guy that does the whole does the rocket launch, and he goes, and this happens, and the rocket takes off,
and the rocket launches in the background. Yeah, perfect timing. For those of you not watching us on Roku or YouTube and just listening to us on Spotify or iTunes or what have you, Kevin's wife, Meg, just walked in as I said Jaws is a ripoff of the Meg, and she did so very sneakily, like the fin was out of the water or something. All right. Like I said before, this is Films Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast, #1 pop culture podcast on Good Pods. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
We're three friends who like talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced and taking shits before the show. In this episode, if the drinks were any stronger, we'd need a bigger podcast. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws, the movie that made us afraid of the ocean, bathtubs, and even overly aggressive theme music. Spielberg turned a mechanical shark named Bruce and a lot of screaming into a cultural tidal wave, and we've been swimming in its wake ever since. So crack open a cold one, chum, and join us as we sink our teeth into the film that redefined summer blockbusters. Warning, this episode contains spoilers. In case you haven't watched this movie 50 years, later.
I was getting around to it. It's on my list.
Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media and podcast links. Become part of the Films and Fermentation family by watching us on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku or joining our Substack newsletter. We are an independent podcast, which means we are listener supported. So please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members-only content. That's right. For a $1 donation, you get your very own can of bat shark repellent, as seen in the 1966 Batman movie with Adam West. I really had to stretch for that one, man. I couldn't figure out anything good for tonight. Go to patreon.com/filmsandfermentation or buy our shit at teespring.com. You can now text us at 904-867-4466. Please tell us who you are. We unfortunately did not make it out of the second round of the July podcast of the month voting on Underground Podcast, Underground Promotions. We lost to Horrifying History Podcast. It's okay. It was a tight race. So
What did we do, Stu?
we lost to a podcast called Horrifying History. It's a very good podcast. I've listened to some of the episodes. It's history. It's all paranormal, supernatural related history stories. It's pretty fun, pretty interesting podcast. She did write on Twitter that Films of Fermentation is a very worthy opponent, and everybody should check out our show. And I said, I appreciate that. Everybody should check out Horrifying Histories as well, since they beat us in the second round. It was a very close race. I think it was only like 3 votes. So congratulations to Horrifying History Podcast. What are we drinking tonight, folks? I'm going to go first, since I haven't gone first in a while. I'm drinking a theme drink this evening. It is bourbon, lime juice, simple sugar, bitters, and a splash of sea salt. It's called Quint's Revenge. Named after Robert Shaw's character from Jaws. I've not tried it yet. I'm curious to see if I don't like it. If I don't like it, I have a bottle of Heaven's Hill bourbon sitting next to me, which is what I used for the drink, and a ginger ale, so I can make myself a bourbon and ginger if I don't like this drink. So let's see how it goes. Here we go. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's quite a unique flavor. You get the bourbon, you get the bitter lime juice, you get the saltiness from the splash of sea salt, and then you get a little sweetness from the simple sugar. There's a lot going on there.
Wow.
It's good, but I'm probably going to switch to the bourbon and ginger ale after I finish it. So.
It's good enough for one drink.
It's good enough for one drink, yeah. So, Mike, what do you got going on?
Well, as you guys know, I went down to OC this last week.
Orange Crush Land.
Yes.
Yes. But instead of Orange Crush,
best Orange Crushes are on the west side of Maryland.
That's right.
We'll tell you about it. We'll let you know what that's about on Saturday, Mike.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
So I picked up some beer, but that's not what I'm drinking tonight. While I was in picking up beer, I saw that they had a mixed box of Devil's Backbone, their smashes. This one had one I had not seen or had before. It is Devil's Backbone Bourbon Smash Blackberry Lemonade.
Ooh.
That sounds
nice.
Tasty. Yeah.
Did you happen to do the Secrets Distillery tour? Or?
No, we didn't do any tours. We were only not there for Saturday. We got there on Friday. We were there Saturday, Sunday, and left Monday.
Okay.
Right. If you guys ever go back, though, check out the Secrets Distillery tour. It's really cool.
It's fun. Yeah, it's very Prohibition themed, and
there's like a whole game you play with the tour guides and stuff.
We went.
Cool.
We went. We got down there Friday. We did a little bit of things. Saturday, we went and saw the wild horses.
And Assateague.
Yep.
Nice.
And Sunday we
fucking salt.
Sunday we did the beach and stuff like that.
Very nice. I miss Ocean City, Maryland. I don't think I've been there since pre-COVID.
I think the last time I was in OC was with you, and it was pre-COVID.
I was asking Adrian, they used to go all the time. Why don't they go anymore?
Yeah, we used to go every summer, man.
Yeah.
Every summer we would, when your parents had the condo down there, we used to stay at the condo. It was cool, man.
It was cheap. I mean, my parents were paying for it, so we'd go down often. And then when that stopped, it became a little more pricey.
I think the last time we were there, you and Megan had been dating for a little while at that point. I think that's the last time we were there was with you guys, because we did the distillery tour.
Yep. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I am drinking a Cayman Jack Paloma Margarita. Part of a variety pack that we got. It's 5.8% alcohol by volume. And then Megan had suggested this until we realized that they filmed in Martha's Vineyard and nowhere near Maine. And Maine is blueberry land. And this is a blueberry lager from the Sam Adams Summer Variety Pack. So.
Nice.
Yep.
And
All right.
I still wanted to apologize to you, Kev, to break your heart about BJ's.
No, I don't read apparently. So initially, I thought there was a health situation, which would make sense. But then it was not about that. It was more about the owner having a health situation, not the place. But
I read the
I'm glad
article.
that you enjoyed the names of the bars and places down there. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the one? I said the one we used to go to all the time on 94th was Bull on the Beach, I think.
Bull on the Beach was
Yeah,
a great place for happy hour after sitting on the beach all day, and discount beers and all the apps were half price, but there was brass balls which you took a picture of, and big peckers, and
Yeah, we went to Brass Bowls for breakfast one morning.
nice.
We used to drive around in Kevin's Jeep with the top down with Katie in the back seat, and we would play the booty song really loud just to embarrass Katie. Fat booty, smart booty, sweaty booty, nice
mama's
booty, your mama's booty. All right, before we get too far off the rails, let's find out what happened this week. Hold on, there it is.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
In 1969, Easy Rider, directed by Dennis Hopper, starring himself, Peter Fonda, and Jack Nicholson, is released.
Considered one of the greatest road trip movies of all time. It's on the AFI list of best movies of all time. It's okay. I know it's probably controversial to say that because it's considered a classic by a lot of people, but I don't think it held up well over the years because it's very much a movie of its time. Like hippie, centric 1960s, free love kind of storytelling, but good performances by the main actor. Yeah, kind of like yeah, very 60s. It's good performances, but I don't know if it held up that well. Speaking of movies that held up.
Speaking of classics, this Christmas classic, the 1988 Die Hard, directed by John McTiernan and starring Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman, is released in the U.S.
And Bonnie Bedelia.
Okay, so I was watching a TV show called Poker Face, right? It's got Natasha
Leone, yeah.
Leone. And one of the episodes, she's working for a catering company that just does like raw oysters. And the catering company's name was Yippee-Ki-Yay Oyster Shucker. And I thought that was awesome.
That is very creative. I love it. I love it. That should be a real business. I hope that's a real business. Yippee-Ki-Yay Oyster Shucker. That should be like, from now on, whenever we say it, we should just substitute oyster shucker. Like when they say melon farmer for motherfucker in a TV show. Yippee-ki-yay, oyster shucker. I would love to one day do an episode on the career of John McTiernan, because he directed some of my favorite movies from the 80s and 90s. So he did Die Hard, he did Predator, he did Die Hard 2, he did Last Action Hero, he did all these really cool movies from the 80s and 90s. And then in the 2000s, he did Rollerball and then went to prison.
Rollerball.
For apparently like embezzling money while he was making Rollerball. So would love to talk about it. Next one you got there, sir.
In 2005, Wedding Crasher, starring Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, premieres.
We got a stage 5 clinger. Stage 5 clinger here. You motorboater. You motorboating son of a bitch. All righty. Next one you got there, sir.
2008.
Speaking of motorboating.
Yeah. The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, premieres in New York.
Yes.
Gonna make this pencil disappear.
My favorite scene in the film.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up.
Little gamble here won't have a nickel to rub together. I would love to at some point down the line. Everybody listening, keep an eye out for it. I would love to do a bracket episode on Joker performances, and we will include animated performances as well, like Mark Hamill. That would be, I think, that'd be a fun episode. All right, next one, sir.
2009, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the sixth film based on the books by J.K. Rowling, is released worldwide.
So they recently been releasing pictures of the actors for the HBO reboot series.
Yes, they have.
And I like the kids. The kids look pretty good in the roles that they were chosen for. But they just recently released a picture of Nick Frost as Hagrid.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Nick Frost, but he looks like somebody cosplaying as Robbie Coltrane.
Yes, he does.
It just looks like a fake beard on a big dude.
Now my question is, what character will Simon Pegg be playing? Because there's typically Nick Frost doesn't take a movie without Simon Pegg attached.
Simon Pegg's gonna play Professor Quirrell in the first movie. Last one you got there, sir.
In 2012, The Dark Knight Rises, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale and Anne Hathaway, premieres in New York. Damn it.
Why did you not mention me? I'm also in this movie.
Yes, but
terrifying as Bane.
He did not look as good as she did in her suit on that look.
I don't know, man. I wish I looked like Tom Hardy as Bane.
No, dude.
Dude was jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'd rather still look at Anne Hathaway on that bike.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
And everybody mocks the voice, and that's okay. That's fine. But look, if you're going to take a character like Bane, who's a little far-fetched to begin with,
Little?
and then make him into a more realistic villain, I think they did a decent job, explaining how he came to be.
I think the way he speaks is iconic at this point now. I think when people think of Bane now, they think of Tom Hardy. They don't think of the cartoon character. So, I mean, he did something with that choice. I think he made it last. It also has my girl Marion Cotillard in the film as Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia al Ghul. One of the worst death scenes in any film I've ever seen, but still a good movie. All right, sir. That's what we have for film history this week. Very light week this week for once. That takes us to
Kevin's here. He's here for beer. He's got news. It's beer and with Kevin.
It's a sad, sad day, ladies and gentlemen. The father of the craft beer movement in the United States dies at the age of 80. This comes from Cleveland.com, Sonoma, California. Jack McAuliffe, co-founder of New Albion Brewing Company and widely recognized as the founding father of America's craft beer revolution, has died. His daughter, Renee M. DeLuca, confirmed on social media that he died Tuesday at his home in Arkansas. He was 80. She shared on the social media that he had been nonverbal for some time. DeLuca runs the Brewer's Daughters Beer Company, which produces the New Albion brand, according to the Brouhaha podcast. She asked everyone to raise a glass to her dad, who she dubbed the father of the craft beer movement in the United States. If your tombstone says a founding father of craft beer, then you have lived a memorable life. You should hoist a pint in his honor, Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer's Life and Culture editor, Michael Norman, has said. The small brewery, also co-founded by Susie Dennison and Jane Zimmerman, were notable for introducing Cascade hops into American pale ales. These hops, known for their floral, citrus, and pine notes, set a new standard for flavor and identity in U.S. craft brewing, according to the National Museum of American History. Inspired by McAuliffe's, McAuliffe, apostrophe S, time in Scotland with the U.S. Navy, The brewery used traditional ingredients and small batch techniques to produce European-style beers, the museum said. Dennison, a former United Nations secretary and mother of three, was instrumental in funding and operating the brewery, which she ran alongside McAuliffe until its closure in 1982. DeLuca, who was adopted and is the biological daughter of McAuliffe, said she had only reconnected 2 decades earlier with him. She and her dad attended a Great American Beer Fest in 2011 and were introduced to Jim Koch, founder of Boston Beer. He invited them to his brewery to revive New Albion Ale, she wrote. In 2012, Jack and Jim introduced the flagship beer to their gathered crowd at GABF in Colorado, then made a cross-country tour promoting the brew. I accompanied him on some of his stops, including my hometown of Cleveland, DeLuca wrote. Jack's place among United States craft beers as a change maker and inspiration will be part of the beer world for generations. He was my birth father, but over time he also became my dad. DeLuca also celebrated the inclusion of her father's contributions in the Smithsonian's Brewing a Revolution exhibit, calling it a career highlight. Jack was a great influence and a friend to our owner, Ken Grossman, Sierra Nevada said on social media. He had a lasting impact on the craft beer industry, Sierra Nevada, and many people he called friends. He will be greatly missed.
So if I had known about this earlier, I would have drank a craft beer tonight. But since I didn't, and I'm drinking a mixed drink, I'm still going to raise that, though, in honor of the father of the craft beer movement. Here we go.
Mike is asleep. Oh, no, he's awake.
Awake? Jeez.
Before I get to my my movie updates, I would like to give you a drink update. So that first mixed drink I had, the Quince Revenge, it was good. It was tasty, but it was a little bit like bitter, I guess, from the salt and the lime juice and all that stuff. So I decided to down it.
It has its red.
Well, once I downed it, I started to feel incredibly buzzed, like very quickly.
I'm smelling colors.
Well, that's weird for me because I don't usually get buzzed that quickly, especially off a drink like that. So I looked it up, and it says that salt, when added to alcohol, causes it to be absorbed into the bloodstream quicker.
That explains a lot of margaritas.
Yeah, so it said a pinch of salt in that drink, and I may have did a little bit more than a pinch. Man, really hit me fast. All right, it's been a couple weeks, but I actually have some news this evening.
Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates Leo.
So Marvel released the final trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps this week, and in the trailer, there's a scene where the four are having a press conference, and they said that Galactus promises he won't destroy Earth if the Fantastic Four gives them Reed and Sue's firstborn child. And he says to the press that it's too high a price to pay. And then it goes into like the credits from there. And I'm like, okay, so they're giving a little bit of the plot away. And I think it's how they're going to end up in like the multiverse angle of the storyline.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't this also play into Loki? I mean, wasn't he who must not be named as offspring of Reed Richards?
Something like that. Plus Loki is also the god of like timelines now or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it kind of all plays into that a little bit. I don't have it on here, but I just thought of it. Speaking of multiverses, The Big Bang Theory is entering the multiverse now. The spin-off series featuring Stuart Bloom of the comic book store is going to be titled Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. And the story is that Leonard and Sheldon create some sort of machine that Stuart accidentally breaks, which fractures the multiverse, and Stuart then ends up meeting different versions of all of his friends throughout the multiverse.
You're joking, right?
I am not. That is what I just read on Entertainment Weekly.
Oh, shit. So it's up to him, his girlfriend, the rock guy, and Kripke to fix everything.
Yes.
We're doomed.
Speaking of extra dimensional shit, Stranger Things final season has finally been announced after
Well,
7
God,
years.
they're in retirement now, aren't they? The actors.
Millie Bobby Brown's got gray hair at this point. Volume 1 of the
We
final
all-
season will premiere on November 26th. Volume 2 premieres on Christmas Day. And the finale, the final episode, will be available on New Year's Eve on Netflix.
Oh, so I know what we're doing the New Year's Eve. Oh,
Yeah. I have to get Katie caught up. She still hasn't seen season 4 yet. Yeah. October 24th has been announced as the release date for Mortal Kombat 2, featuring Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
Woohoo! My birthday.
Yes, and
birthday movie.
when the Mortal Kombat 1 was released, the reboot of the Mortal Kombat movies, Kevin and I watched them at his old apartment in Northeast Philly.
Yeah.
And he and I laughed and laughed and laughed almost as much as we did when we watched the Expendables for the first time.
I haven't watched a Mortal Kombat movie since the first one.
Well, the reboot Mortal Kombat has a little bit of a weird story because they introduced like a character that never existed before. But it is an R-rated Mortal Kombat film, and it is gory.
It's very gory.
The Carl Urban one looks kind of interesting because he's playing like an older version of Johnny Cage, who's kind of like on the last legs of his acting journey. So, looks interesting. And they released the teaser poster for Supergirl, who made her debut in the Superman film. She has a very brief cameo near the end of the film. Superman was excellent. I went and saw it in the theater recently. I think it's the best Superman film since Superman 2.
So my father went to see it, and he was disappointed in it. So I'm going to call him up here, and you two can debate right now.
We don't have time.
It was debated. He said he liked I think he's just kind of settled and liked Reeves, likes Ralph.
Yeah,
right?
Brandon Routh. Yeah,
Ralph. And honestly, I just rewatched Superman Returns, and Ralph didn't do a terrible job.
No, I thought he was very close to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. He just couldn't get into this one, and I said. I said, was it too many superheroes in one? He said, yeah, there were a lot of superheroes in one environment. I'm like, okay, so that'll take away.
There was a joke online that it was like Guardians of the DCU, and it does feel like that. Like there's the whole Justice gang thing with the Green Lantern and the Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
But Mr. Terrific actually has one of the best characters in the film. Like he's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I liked it. It was very much a James Gunn film. It felt like a Guardians movie or like Suicide Squad. Had a lot of the humor and music that he likes to throw into the films. But I thought it was very fun and colorful and hopeful, which is what Superman should feel like.
Nice. I'm looking forward to watching it.
And I liked Nick Holt as Lex Luthor. It was really, really good.
Did a good job?
Yeah, he was a very like over the top cartoonish version of Lex Luthor, but it worked.
Better than Jesse.
Yeah, way better than Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay.
But anyway, Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, makes a very brief cameo in the film, but they released a poster for her movie, which is coming out in 2026, and that's the poster right there.
Nice.
So it says "Look out" instead of "Look up." She's wearing a long brown coat, which is a feature of Supergirl in the Woman of Tomorrow comic book series. And she likes to get drunk on planets with red suns because you can't get drunk on a planet with a yellow sun. So she looks like she's going to be a lot of fun, a little bit different than like the Helen Slater or Melissa Benoist version of Supergirl. So looking forward to it. Mike, have any must-try beer craft destinations for us this evening?
A craft destination for you guys. Let's talk about Bend, Oregon. This vibrant mountain town offers a little bit of everything with its unique desert climate, scenic river views, and nearby mountain trails. Bend is a haven for outdoors enthusiasts and adventure seekers alike. But beyond the landscapes, Bend has become famous for something else: great beer. With 29 breweries operating across the city, there's no shortage of a fresh pint to enjoy. If festivals are more your speed, don't miss the Bend Brew Fest held each August. This 2-day celebration brings together hundreds of rare and popular beers from across the region. perfect for sampling, exploring, and soaking up the Bend beer scene at its finest.
So I was looking this up as you were reading that. It said there's 29 breweries in this town, Bend, Oregon.
Yes.
Bend, Oregon is 33.2 miles, square miles. That is not a large town.
That's a lot of breweries for us.
That town is basically 0.75 breweries per capita for land value. Like that's a lot of breweries.
Hey,
Hey, add it to the road trip list.
that's your list.
We'll be right back after this quick word from the Pod Nation Media Network with our main segment tonight, Jaws at 50. We'll be right back. Hey, movie lovers. This is Leo.
Mike.
And Kevin from Films and Fermentation.
If you love comedy, movies, and a good drink in hand, then you need to check out the Pod Nation Media Network.
It's home to a variety of amazing podcasts covering everything from pulp culture to history, and of course, movies like ours.
And the best part, Pod Nation Media Network is featured on Roku, so you can stream your favorite podcasts anytime.
Alongside Films and Fermentation, you'll find other fantastic shows like the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Real Sharks, and so many more.
So grab a drink, press play, and join the fun with Pod Nation Media Network.
Because everything's better with a little comedy, movies, and booze.
Learn more by going to linktree.com/podnationpods. All right, thank you everybody for hanging out with us during that little break with the words from the Pod Nation Media Network at Roku. Tonight we're talking about the movie Jaws. At first, Steven Spielberg was not happy with the theme music that John Williams wrote for him. John Williams said, "Just wait and listen."
And that severed their relationship for years to come.
Yeah, he never used them again.
Yeah.
Jaws at 50, the Steven Spielberg 1975 classic starring Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw, among others. Here is your IMDb synopsis. When a massive killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Long Island, it's up to the local police chief, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down.
Makes me want to go out and see it right now.
It's not one of the worst IMDb. I am definitely adding salt to
Easy
everything
for
from
you
now
to
on. I feel
say.
amazing. It's definitely not the worst IMDb synopses I've ever read. So I have my own synopses, of course, and feel free to jump in at any point and let me know what you think. My synopsis is called Jaws, the original Shark Tale. I would like to point out before I give my synopses one thing that I found fascinating because I rewatched it this morning in preparation for the show, and I'm looking at Scheider and Shaw and Dreyfuss, and I'm like, God, how old were these guys when they did this film in '75? Roy Scheider was 42 years old. Looks like he's 70. Robert Shaw was 48. Looks like he's 80. Richard Dreyfuss was 27. Looks like he's 47. They had a lot of road miles on them actors in the 70s.
All the drugs and free love.
Hard living, man. A lot of alcohol. Anyway, here we go. Beach town ignores deadly predator because summer dollars are greater than human lives. It's just a shark, says the mayor, wearing a suit that screams, "Trust me." Woman gets eaten during nighttime skinny dipping, proving once again no good comes from exercise. Sheriff Brody moves from New York City to a small beach town because he's terrified of water. First reaction to the bloody death, blame a boat accident or the moon or anything but a fucking shark. Little boy gets murdered in broad daylight, finally convincing people something's wrong, something's fishy. Town immediately catches a completely different shark and declares victory. Problem solved. It was a tiger shark, not the great white.
No.
We found a shark does not equal we found the shark, but let's all take pictures and go home. Enter Matt Hooper, a rich, nerdy oceanographer with the confidence of someone who's never been eaten. Hooper cuts open the fake shark like it's his wedding cake and finds 0 child remains.
A license plate, though.
Yeah. Quint shows up, the salty sea captain, possibly a pirate, 100% unmedicated. He offers to kill the shark for $10,000 and a bottle of whiskey because he has priorities. Town says no because, again, tourism money is secret.
So just
Shark-
give him bottles of whiskey and he would have done it.
Yeah, I think that's worth noting that the town was also, not about shutting down anything for a day or two. They were all against it. So, though the mayor was the spokesperson, the town was not like, well, I'm not voting for him again.
No, I actually was going to say,
it sounds like every shore town I've been to.
I actually had a little bit of a hot take. I was going to say, is the mayor a larger villain than the shark? But after that, I was going to say, after that comment that you just made, Kev, I think the town is a bigger villain than the shark. The mayor finally agrees to go fund a shark hunt after watching a man get eaten like a soft pretzel and realizing his kids were also playing in the water that day. What are you doing, Mike?
Shaking something.
I'm not sure what you're shaking. It doesn't look good for Mike.
Mike's bringing out his sperm whale.
Fucking love sharks.
No.
Talk about the orca.
The greatest trio. The greatest trio since bacon, lettuce. Jesus Christ. I thought I was drunk. The greatest trio since bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes sets out to sea. Brody, a panic cop, Hooper, a fish nerd, and Quint, deranged sea pirate with a vendetta. Shark plays mind games, sneaky by day, bitey by night. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Peekaboo!
Hooper brings a fancy shark cage. Shark uses it like a salad spinner. Quint shares the Indianapolis story and turns the tone from summer fun to trauma documentary.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on.
Brody loads a gun and visibly regrets every life decision.
Mhm.
Shark eats Quint like he's a Slim Jim. R.I.P. You beautifully unhinged sea goblin. Brody shoves an oxygen tank into the shark's mouth and suddenly becomes an explosives expert. Smile, you son of a bitch. Boom. Cinematic history is made. Shark explodes into fish confetti. Brody and Hooper paddle home like just another Tuesday. Lesson learned. Listen to scientists, fear local politicians, children are friends, not food, and never go skinny dipping at night.
Let's not limit it just to local politicians, shall we? Can we just make that just politicians?
Yes.
Okay.
We are not a political show, but yes. All right. So, as I said, the cast and crew of the film includes Roy Scheider as Brody, Robert Shaw as Quint, Richard Dreyfuss as Hooper, and others, including the mayor and Hooper and Brody's wife and all those people.
And Bruce as Jaws.
And Bruce the Shark as Jaws. Now, the film came out in 1975, and as we've said, it has redefined the definition of summer blockbuster because it was made for a rather small budget. $7 million was the estimated budget, but its gross worldwide was $477 million plus. It made $470 million over its budget.
So you're saying it came out okay?
Yeah, I think it did pretty well.
Which it lost all the lawsuits from all the shore towns throughout the world.
Not to mention, it redefined, as we said, the summer blockbuster. So you can either thank Jaws for that or hate Jaws for that, because the summer blockbuster has been hit or miss ever since.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So did I miss anything in my summary that you can think of?
No, I think you covered it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I rewatched it this morning and I thought, I think I did pretty good with that summary, even though I wrote it before I rewatched it.
I tried rewatching it with Nolan yesterday, and we both fell asleep.
You both fell asleep? I would have thought, since you watch it so much with your students because they can't get enough.
Oh, no, I watch it. I mean, I watch it twice a year at school, but I figured I'd watch it one more time.
Anyway, here are the taglines for the movie. There are a lot of them. I think this is the most taglines I've ever seen for a film. But I think some of them are re-releases, re-release DVDs and shit. Amity Island had everything. Clear skies, gentle surf, warm water. People flocked there every summer. It was the perfect feeding ground. That's a pretty intense tagline.
Yeah.
The nation's #1 best-selling novel is now the year's most terrifying movie. I don't think people realize that Jaws is actually based on a book.
Yep.
I would actually like to read the book. I wonder how much similarity it has to the film.
Well, Benchley was hired to do part of the screenplay, so
I know the screenplay also had some other like rewrites and stuff too. But yeah, On the 4th of July, fishing season will be open on you. If you forgot what terror was like, it's back. I think that's the sequel. I don't know why it's on that list. See what you missed the first time after you closed your eyes. That was on the DVD re-release. There is a creature alive today which has survived millions of years of evolution, without change, without passion, without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. Try to imagine meeting the devil with jaws. I actually think that's from the trailer. There is a great white man-eating shark hanging around these parts.
Jesus.
That's so bland. The terrifying motion picture from the terrifying #1 bestseller. When the beaches open this summer, you will be taken. It almost sounds like a Liam Neeson sequel. She was the first. Who will be next? Do you like fish? Well, he likes you too. That sounds like a tagline for a Pixar film.
That's from Gordon's Fisherman.
Wow.
He likes you too. If you want to survive fishing season, don't go in the water. See it before you go swimming. And last but not least, you'll never go in the water again. There's some interesting taglines. I got some trivia for the film here. I gave you guys a link to the website. It's from USA Today's 50 Fun Facts About Jaws to celebrate the Big 5-0. So let's see here. We scroll down, and there they are. The mechanical shark Bruce was named after Steven Spielberg's lawyer, Bruce Raymer.
And the shark in Finding Nemo is named after the shark in Jaws.
In Jaws, yes, Bruce the shark.
My name
Fish
is
are friends, not food. I just noticed today on Hulu there's a documentary about the making of Jaws to celebrate the 50th anniversary with interviews with Steven Spielberg. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I definitely want to check it out. It sounds pretty interesting. Jaws was nominated for 4 Oscars and won 3: Best Sound, Best Score, and Best Editing. It should have been nominated for Best Picture. It should have been nominated for Best Director. And I think Robert Shaw should have got an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Quint. But that's just me. Sam Backany, who played the shark's first victim, was harnessed to 2 ropes that dragged her back and forth in the water to simulate the attack.
She just died recently, like within the past year.
Was it a shark?
I don't think so.
There were 6 victims in the film. One of them was a dog, whose death was implied. Because there's like the dog that disappears in the water, and you hear the guy calling the dog's name. Spielberg was 28 when the movie was released. It's really young for a director to be directing something that the studio, was trusting somebody to make work. Peter Benchley plays a TV reporter in one movie scene. He was the author of the novel. He was hired to write the screenplay, and Spielberg publicly sniped at him in the months leading up to the release. Jaws was filmed mostly on Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, Kev. Mm-hmm. So it was filmed there. It wasn't supposedly taking place there, but it was filmed there.
No. I knew it was filmed there. Did I say it was taking place there?
Yeah.
I meant
you were talking about your Sam Adams.
Oh, yeah.
In the original novel, the mafia puts pressure on the mayor to keep the beach open. I want to read the book now, see if it's like Jaws meets the Godfather.
You leave those beaches open, you hear me?
Yeah. Amity Island, a big mafia town. Rhode Island is known for its Italians. Composer John Williams, whose career got a huge boost from this movie, was known as Johnny Williams back when he wrote scores for shows like Lost in Space. Good old Johnny Williams.
Good old Johnny.
I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just kind of like
Johnny?
There were 3 Jaws sequels. Thank God there aren't more like there is with everything else nowadays.
No kidding.
Now we got the Meg and the Meg 2, The Trench. Quint's monologue about the USS Indianapolis, supposedly uncredited contribution by screenwriter John Milius, was based on a real incident, which we have talked about before when we talked about the film USS Indianapolis. I think it's one of the most harrowing monologues in film history.
Yeah.
Listening to him tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Had black eyes, like doll's eyes. I love the way he says bomb. Anyway, we delivered the bomb. Jaws was based on an actual 1916 incident at the Jersey Shore where a rogue shark killed 4 bathers, 2 of them in an estuary, where similar to what happens in the movie. They even mention it in the movie that the last attack was in 1916.
If you go to the Adventure Aquarium in Camden, they have an entire wall display talking about Jaws, and it mimics being in a shark cage, and you can read about the attacks in 1916.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting because I didn't know that before reading this list earlier, that they talk about it in the film too, is something that happened. You're going to need a bigger boat. The film's most famous catchphrase was an improvised line. Did not know that either. In the book, Hooper dies. Richard Dreyfuss's character. Benchley.
The other sharks wouldn't come after him later on in other movies, so you can have him back.
Benchley followed up the monster shark book with a monster eel called The Deep in 1976 and a monster squid called The Beast in 1991. Jaws was nominated for Best Picture, but it lost to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
I still think, even if he didn't win, I still think Spielberg should at least get a nomination for this film.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I know there's something about the shark not working in here. I'm trying to find it. Hooper, played by Dreyfuss, was also auditioned for by Jeff Bridges, John Voight, and Timothy Bottoms. And Benchley thought the film's ending, where the shark was blown up by firing shots into a scuba tank, would strike audiences as ridiculous. Spielberg argued that the audience has suspended so much disbelief by that point that they would accept anything. And he was right.
He was definitely right on that one.
He is definitely right on that one. All right, so that's the trivia for the film. Now I have some quotes here. I thought we could take turns reading these. We already read the "You're going to need a bigger boat" one. I am going to be splicing in the USS Indianapolis speech in here at some point. So who wants to read letter C there on the list?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. Mayor Vaughn highlighted the economic impact of a shark attack.
I know. It's like, yeah, barracuda. Yeah, you yelled barracuda. Everybody just starts singing that heart song.
Barracuda.
Mike, why don't you take letter D?
Here's just women with bow-legged women. During the shark hunt.
He also sings "Farewell to My Spanish Ladies" a couple times in the film. As the swimming with bow-legged women. As they drink the hooch that he made himself. Mm-hmm. And the last one we got there, whoever wants it, go for it.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
It's actually kind of cut off in the film. It's "Smile, you son of a," and then it explodes, so it kind of cuts off at the bitch part. But
that way they can see it on television.
Yeah, there's a couple of times where he says, "Look at the size of that mother," or something like that, and then it just kind of cuts off. Yeah. So, one Oscar, who gets it? Who do you think? I think Spielberg gets it for Best Director, personally.
Yeah, I would say Spielberg.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to argue that an actor should get it, I would definitely give it to Robert Shaw for Quint. Or maybe even like screenplay or something like that. But Spielberg, 27 years old, to be able to produce a film like this with all the problems they had and the budgetary constraints and filming it on the actual ocean. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty impressive, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So I came up with a recasting for this.
I had an idea for your recasting.
Okay.
For Quint.
For Quint.
Liam Neeson.
I thought about Liam Neeson. He was one of the choices I had for Quint because I think he would really be good in a role like that.
Yes.
Especially because he's kind of like he's a little older than Robert Shaw was, but I think they look the same age. At this point. Like, if you look at it, they kind of look the same age. So for Brody, I came up with Daniel Craig.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
If you think about like he can play ruggedly handsome like James Bond. He can play smart detective like Knives Out. If you've seen him in movies like Logan Lucky or things like that, like he can play like sort of a neurotic character too. So if you throw all of those together, you have something very similar to like what Roy Scheider had as Brody.
And if you really go close to, you can always go with Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah. I mean, the film's not great, but it kind of fills that role in. Yeah,
I could see John Hamm doing the Brody role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think they're in the same age range too. Yeah, somebody who's like ruggedly handsome, but can kind of play sort of like downtrodden as well. Yeah, I think I like all those choices. For Matt Hooper, because Matt Hooper's supposed to be a little bit younger, even though this actor is like 40 years old now, he looks like he's 27. So I went with Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
I think Andrew Garfield can play the nerdy oceanographer character, but give it some weight because he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
And he looks the age, I think.
You know who comes to mind for that role, even though he's a much older actor for this?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion, yeah. I think if Nathan Fillion was younger.
Yeah.
Like Firefly Nathan Fillion.
I could see Elijah Wood pulling off that role too.
Elijah Wood would be good too, and he's not that much older than Dreyfuss was at that point. I think Elijah Wood's like in his mid-30s at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe even I'm trying to say, like, if you're talking about Lord of the Ring actors, maybe even like Orlando Bloom kind of play that role. For Quint, I like Liam Neeson. He was one of the names I had on the list. I went with Willem Dafoe because he kind of already played that character in The Lighthouse. If you ever see Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse, he's a mad seaman, like sea goblin character in that movie, and very much fills that Quint role. And he's good at playing like out of their mind characters like that anyway.
Because I think he is out of his mind.
Yeah. For the Mayor Vaughn, I went with Bob Odenkirk, probably best known as Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's really good at playing that sort of sleazy, cheap sport coat wearing kind of character.
Yeah.
And then I had to throw a female in there too because like I felt like I needed to. So I went with Brody's wife, Ellen Brody. And even though it's kind of like a small, thankless role, I think this actress could bring some weight to it that makes it feel more important. So I went with Toni Collette, best known for like Sixth Sense and Hereditary and films like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Michelle Williams.
Okay. Yeah. She can play characters like that. She's a little I mean, if I had Daniel Craig casted as Brody, she's a little young compared to him. At least I think Craig and Collette are kind of the same age.
Gotcha.
But I do like Michelle Williams. I think she could play anything. And she's a long way from Dawson's Creek. But anyway, that was my recasting. I thought about doing a Muppet recast, but I was like, I don't know. I think it's a little pushing it with Jaws. So,
well, you don't think the Swedish Chef could do Quinn?
Yeah. There's eyes. Bigger boot. I think you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your boat be teeny tiny.
It's a shark, yay! Mike, you have any must try? Or I don't know what we do next because I erased it accidentally.
We have
beer history. You have any beer history for us this week?
You erased it.
Yeah, I accidentally erased it.
So no.
Usually says beer history, and I erased it.
Oh, I did not put it.
Yeah, before we do the cinema quote, we usually do the beer history, but I accidentally erased it when I did the notes earlier, I think.
Yes, I didn't even do it.
So Mike is like Ron Burgundy. He only reads what's on the teleprompter.
Ron Burgundy.
Oh, fuck yourself, San Diego.
To me, it's been a real short week because we got back Monday, so I didn't start like Tuesday, Wednesday.
I was still adding stuff up until like 5 minutes before we started recording, so I probably erased it at some point.
I did 90% of this today. I'm usually done by like Tuesday. I did most of it today.
Yeah. Well, we can prep Saturday for next week's episode.
There you go.
We do have a cinema quote though, because I didn't erase that accidentally.
With any part you play, there's a certain amount of yourself in it. There has to be. Otherwise, it's not acting. It's lying. Johnny Depp.
And for Johnny Depp, it's an addiction to rum when he played Pirates of the Caribbean.
Why is the rum gone?
All right. How were your drinks this evening, gentlemen? Mike, how was that dead lemonade? I'm very curious.
Good, very good.
I mean, it sounds really good. I mean, those are all flavors that I like, and I really like the Devil's Backbone smashes. So, Kev,
Delicious. Good margarita. Good blueberry lager.
my Quince Revenge that I drank first is still in my system, and I must say I may be adding salt to everything from now on because I feel spectacular. And then after I finished that, I went right on to just drinking the Heaven Hill bourbon with some ginger ale. I've been hitting that throughout the episode, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Nice. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight for episode 203, a look at Jaws at 50 years old. We hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Remember, you can email us at filmsoffermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsoffermentation. Find all of our social media podcast links. You can watch us on YouTube, Rumble, or the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku. That's watch us, not wash us. Or you can join our Substack newsletter.
For $1 on Patreon, you can wash us.
Yes, for $1 on Patreon, we'll let you wash our taints. You can text us at 904-867-4466. Tell you what, for $1 on Patreon, I will wash your taint.
Bring out the big loofah.
Don't forget to stop by the crossroads between Pickled and Fermented next week for episode 204. Cons Who Are Pros. We're going to be looking at our favorite con man films in cinema. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
This has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Cheers.
Cheers.